Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, or if this is your first time at our channel, welcome to the channel. My name is Travis Sickle. I wanted to make this specific video to answer the question that I've been getting quite a bit. What if you had a newborn in 2020 or 2021, but they're not added for the child tax credit or the advanced child tax credit? So you're not getting the check because the IRS doesn't think that your child exists yet, and you can't go into the portal and update it. So here is the reason why right now that you can't go into the portal and update it. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen so we can go ahead and look at it together. So taking a look at this is the notice that we talked about yesterday, but again, I wanna specifically go over this. Future enhancements are planned for the child tax credit portal where it says later this year, families will also be able to update the portal tool to the number one thing there, or the first one, the first bullet, add or remove children in most situations, or report a change in marital status, or report a significant change in your income. So we need to figure out how to make this adjustment. So you're probably thinking like, okay, wait a second. I've tried to call the IRS. They don't pick up the phone. I go to the portal. Nothing exists that I can add it there. So what else can you possibly do? Now, I want to talk about the IRS form W-4 because that is your tax withholdings. So at the end of the year, you're basically going to settle up with the IRS on your tax liability. So the way that they're looking at the advanced child tax credit is the first $2,000 is the old tax credit, but it's still a thing. So that's already baked into the IRS form W-4, but that additional up to $3,000 to the additional $1,000, or if they're under the age of 6, your child's under the age of 6 because there's a newborn, then you're going to get $3,600. So how can you possibly make this adjustment? Let's go ahead and take a look at the online estimator, which I urge you to go back through and also take a look at the W-4. And you're going to see why and how to make this adjustment probably relatively quickly. So let's go ahead and take a look. So if we're looking here, this is the online estimator on the tax credit page. Now you can see here that it's still only referring to age 17. That means it's not updated for the advanced child tax credit yet. So when you're choosing it and you're going to the next page, it's maximum only assuming that you're going to qualify for a $2,000 credit on your taxes, okay? So let's take a look at the W-4. That's the same thing that you're seeing here in step 3, where it says if your total income is below 200 or 400 married and filing jointly, then multiply the amount of children under the age of 17 by 2,000. That's still a thing. So if you put 2,000 there, it's going to give you a credit against your tax liability of $2,000. So if you're not getting the advanced credit right now because you don't know how to update the portal and you're trying to adjust everything so you can get bigger paychecks and put more money in your pocket, this is one way you could possibly do it. Now, this is a complete hack. This isn't the recommended way to do it by the IRS, and I'm not recommending this as a first line of basically updating your tax withholdings, but you can increase this number right here. Now, I would urge you strongly, super strongly, to make sure that you're going through or back through the online estimator. Because if you're somebody that gets a refund at the end of the year, guess what? You can get that back right now. Go update your IRS form W-4, submit it to your employer. They'll adjust your withholdings, which if you're getting a refund normally, well, guess what? Lower that refund, get it back today. They'll make that adjustment and put it back in your paycheck. So if you adjust your withholdings there, or the opposite way, in step 3, it adds the credits. So that means it's going to withhold less money, means a bigger paycheck. And in step 4, that's where you're looking at your withholdings. So if you're not withholding enough, where at the end of the year you need to pay back into your taxes, the IRS, that would be the difference. So making that adjustment is something to consider, to take a look at. Again, this isn't the recommended method, but it's how you can kind of adjust it. If you're like, I really need this money, I want to make that adjustment right now, that is one way that you can do it. But you need to make sure that you're staying on top of it, because at the end of the year, if you're not withholding enough, you're going to have to pay back in taxes. So you're probably not likely to get a penalty if you're paying the correct amount in taxes, but you still want to make sure this is accurate as possible. So go ahead and let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions on this, but this is one way to look at it. Later on in the year, hopefully IRS comes back and updates this, but this is for newborns, specifically for 2020, 2021, because the IRS doesn't have the record. If you submitted with an extension and they haven't processed it, or for whatever reason, they're really backed up, the IRS is. So for whatever reason, they don't have that information, or if you just had a newborn, then they're not on your taxes because you haven't filed those for 2021 yet. That happens in 2022. So that's the story. If you have any questions, comments, let me know in the comments down below. And if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and see you on the next one.